away from the people a bit more there as well. But, so this guy that I met him outside of Chiang Mai. I went on this hiking thing, and it was a day hike, so I went right to the middle of this jungle area and this kind of very small settlement. And you see a few Australians like owning the bars and nightclubs and stuff in Bangkok.
Mm.
I was sort of surprised to find an Australian actually own this, like all of the businesses in this small town out there. And I was talking to him, and I was sort of asking him how he'd come to be there, And he said that he'd actually been living there about 10 years. And he was from Christmas Island, believe it or not, originally.
Yeah.
And he's naturalized, Thai citizen now. He's not Australian anymore. Gave up his Australian citizenship, which you don't hear too often either.
No.
And, pretty unusual. And so when he was in his 20s, he'd actually been in the Air Force. And his grandfather had been in the Second World War, and so they had a really good relationship. And this grandfather was a really wealthy guy, and he owned a couple of wineries and some mining claims and stuff that were kind of getting more valuable while he wasn't doing anything with them. And so about a year before joining the Air Force, this guy Buck had gotten married to this girl, and the family didn't really like her, and fortunately, just before joining the Air Force, he actually decided to divorce this girl.
Mm.
And so he got the divorce papers, signed everything he needed to sign, and then took them to his wife, but she wouldn't sign any of them. And so after a couple of weeks trying to get her to sign the papers, they came to an agreement, and she said that, if he wouldn't, force her to get divorced, he would just allow them to kind of remain separated but still married. She just didn't bother him.
Mm.
And so, for a while she was trying to talk to him a lot, but after a while she just kind of started to leave him alone. She didn't really talk to him anymore. So he got his credentials all together, and he was climbing up the ranks. He actually got to be one of the more senior, pilots flying C-130s, actually, which, if you know, are really huge, transport planes.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is about 2010. He was deployed in Afghanistan, and he was mainly just flying resupply missions and stuff to, isolated areas and that sort of thing. And so just because of the security requirements of his job, he said that he would go sometimes 2 weeks without getting any outside contact at all. And he'd just, when he'd rotate over, he'd get to collect his mail and send out something, but that was it. And so during one of those periods, his grandfather died. And so there was a funeral, his family was grieving and everything. And but it was, more than a week before he knew anything about it. And so he rotates off duty, he gets his mail, and he finds out that his grandfather has died. And the letter also says that he's actually the sole beneficiary. He's getting to keep all of the, inheritance from his grandfather. And so there was another envelope as well. And this one actually was from the marriages office, and it said that his divorce with his wife had been finalized. And so he was pretty surprised about that because he hadn't heard anything from this woman for more than a year. And so he initially was kind of happy, but he saw on the reverse side there was actually a list of assets. And those were the things that his wife was claiming as part of the settlement.
Right, okay.
So his wife had known about this money from his grandfather was wealthy, and she'd suspected that this might happen, and she was just waiting until the right time to finalise the divorce.
So just, Rupert, where are you going with this? Because I do have to take other calls as well.
All right. Well, I mean, I can summarise it a bit, but...
summarise it a lot if you don't mind, because I'm running out of time. It's 24 minutes after 11.
Okay. Essentially, this guy actually, he tried to run the gamut a bit to get back into Australia so that he could... he needed to make an appearance in order to submit a counterclaim for his, for his assets in the divorce settlement. And he ran the gamut back to Australia, and it involved him stealing a military plane. And he actually got charged with treason and desertion from the Air Force.
Mm.
and he got put in jail. He got a $5 million bail posted because they thought he was an extreme flight risk. And so anyway, he got his uncle to sell off these, get loans against these assets that he'd gotten from his grandfather, and that allowed him to pay the bail. And as a result of that, he actually got out of jail and jumped ship and headed to Thailand. And they wouldn't extradite him there because of some things I won't go into, but to do with disagreements about some Thai people in Australian prisons. And anyway, so about 6 months went by, and Bucket sold off this additional property in order to pay for the bar and the other things and his Thai citizenship. You had to invest $500,000 to get Thai citizenship at the time. Almost finished, by the way.
And so, no, good.
And then one day, Buck's ex-wife, who'd sort of been living large, she quit her job, assuming that she'd be able to sell off the wineries and other properties once she found the right buyer. And she was opening her mail one day, and she started finding letters from all sorts of different banks and credit institutions. And so none of the repayments on the loans had been made, so all of the collateral was being seized. So she lost all these wineries and mining claims and real estate and everything else, including, a credit rating. So all of the stuff from the, inheritance that she'd gotten.
So it all came back and better on the backside.
Yeah. And so he's going strong up in Chiang Mai. His statute of limitations has passed on all of his charges back in Australia. And he says that it turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to him.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Rupert.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting story. I'm sure we'll talk again. Thanks for calling in.
Have a good one, Andrew.
You too. Bye. It's 27 minutes after 11 now, 1395 Adelaide's 5